If you need to remember something, write it 3 times or say it out loud 3 times. Always weird when you repeat something verbally 3 times, especially names. As someone that's terrible with remembering names, I gotta try this method and see if it actually works. Stick around until the end of this episode to find out more weird advice that you haven't heard that is strangely effective. Welcome back to AskReddit Mondays on Redditainment. Today's post comes to us from this user, and it reads, "What is the weirdest advice you have heard that is strangely effective?" I guess we could categorize this episode as life pro tips, but let's not waste any time and jump right into the comments. The first one says, "Do you understand that if you try to endlessly stack bricks, no matter how perfect you do it, they will fall over? My boss told me this after I burned out. Just says, no matter how well you plan your work, too much is too much." I see where this is going. At first I thought this person is talking about literal bricks being stacked on top of each other, but with that second part added, it makes perfect sense. Next comment says, "Make them tell you no. It's great when you're not sure if you should apply for a job, go for a promotion or a raise, or do something you're afraid of. Don't be so worried about getting told no or failing. You'll surprise yourself." I can personally attest to this piece of advice because when you don't go for something, it's an automatic no. But when you do, at least you'll have a chance that it might just work out. Here's another one. If looking for something in a low light environment, try to use your peripheral vision. I read about it in an old World War II manual about aerial combat at night. It has something to do with how eyes work. It has helped me many times over the years for finding stuff in a darkened room or outside in a field at night, not aerial combat. I've never heard this one put into words, but I've definitely used it before. From what I recall, it was something that I saw out of the corner of my eye, but then when I tried to focus on it, I couldn't see it. And then again, when you look away and use your peripheral vision, all of a sudden it's there again. Weird how that works. This comment says, "Anger and remorse are shadow companions, with remorse always a step behind. I took control over my temper issues by reminding me of this one-liner. Hope this works for you too." Definitely a great piece of advice to keep in mind. Here's another one with some wise words. 2 from elderly Southern relatives. "Something ain't nothing. Taking 5 minutes to work out, clean, or work on a big project, etc. is better than 0 minutes. We often think we've got to do 2 hours of rigorous work or it doesn't accomplish anything. Number 2, time will pass either way. If you want to work to get better at something, accomplish a long-term goal, or change careers or credentials, don't look at the 2 to 5 years and think you'll be too old. If you're 24 and you want to go to college, you'll be 28 in 4 years, with or without a degree, regardless of what you do in that time." Both of those are really good, I think, especially number 1, when you have something to do and you just put it off. Like me, I'm a huge procrastinator, but doing something, even if it's a couple minutes or just getting part of a task done, already feels a lot better than finishing the day and you've done nothing, in which case it seems to pile up more and more. And the second one, also very valid fact that time will pass either way, so you might as well do what you set out to do. Here's one that says, "My granddad lived to be 95. I asked him what the secret to a long, happy life was. He told me to mind my own business." If you've enjoyed these comments so far, feel free to check out the link in the comments down below. There are tons of other comments with great advice in there. We'll do a couple more for this show, but like I said, feel free to check it out and read some more. This one says, "Don't beat yourself up forever. Beat yourself up once, then move on, Mr. Homer Simpson." That's actually great advice, especially when you've done something where you really messed up, but there's no point in beating yourself up over it for too long. Here's another one that says, "If you want to buy something, wait 24 hours, and if you still want to buy it afterwards, then buy it." This has really cut my impulse buying down and has made saving money extremely easy. I think I need to implement that one a little bit more in my life. And for the last one that says, "People don't always remember what you say, but how you make them feel." I've heard this one before, and it definitely stuck with me because it couldn't be more true. People don't necessarily remember what you talked about or what the conversation was about, but when they run into you, they will definitely remember how you made them feel. Even if it's subconsciously, I believe that definitely happens a lot. But that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, leave a like on the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.